Hi folks, this is Tim Behrens, and I wanted to take a moment to show you my new rig. This will probably be a two-part video. I think in the second part I'll just show you actually how I use it. I just want to talk a little bit about the setup though. So I am using an iPad running an Apple camera connection kit, which is in turn going into a powered USB hub that is controlling my Axiom 49. And all of the audio from the iPad is going into an iRig Stomp. This is by IK Multimedia, and it's actually an interface for effects processing with a guitar, and it works great for that. Right now I'm just using it for audio. So within my iPad, I'm using IK Multimedia's Sample Tank, which is a library of sounds that I can control with my keyboard. For this demonstration, I've loaded up 4 different sounds. Each one of these 4 sounds, as I select them, is going to a different MIDI channel. So on channel 1, I've got a drum kit. This is the British kit. So you can see there are a lot of different ones to choose from, and a lot of different preset loops that are built in. Great for just kind of setting down a beat. But if you actually want to play them, you've got playable pads here. Or if I play MIDI channel 1 on my keyboard, I've got those same sounds. Or I could do a combination of the two. So that's channel 1. Channel 2, I've got, and I'm just switching here on the keyboard, I've got a zone set up so I can play the different channels. On channel 2, I've got an electric keyboard sound. On channel 3, I have a bass sound. In this case, if we look at it, it's called Modern Slap. There's a lot of different sounds in here. Fretless, upright, finger-picked, some more kind of synth-sounding basses, and this being a slap sound. And just discovered last week that the lower registers of these sounds have some kind of body or string hit sound, so which is great for playing fast stuff. And on the last channel, I've got congas, and all of these kind of ethnic sounding instruments have loops that are built in as well. It's kind of soft. And they also have the playable pads. So on the keyboard, MIDI channel 10 is set up for the keypad, so I've got that set in here, which is great if you want to use velocity for more realistic sound. So. And then the great thing about this setup is you can set up presets, so banks of 4, and I think there's, with this latest update, there's 128 you can set up, and you can easily switch between different parts. So just with a push of the button, I've got 4 new sounds. I've got brass, or a flute sound, or a synth monica on channel 3, or sax sounds. And the great thing too is you can play all of them together. Like, so I just turned on all 4 of my zones here. And lastly, last thing I wanted to show you before I actually try and lay down a groove here is that the iPad itself is sitting on an iClip Studio, and this is a great kind of setup because you can adjust the height. So now I've got it set up for a viewing angle, like a screen, so I can see what I'm doing. But if I lower it, just kind of let it fall back into place. Let me go even farther here. You can turn it into more of a plane surface, And with the latest update as well, Sample Tank included virtual MIDI, so interfaces in the iPad can send directly to Sample Tank now, which is, in my mind, the best update they've done so far. So in Geosynthesizer, I can just tell it I want to play MIDI channel 2. Sample Tank is on. And I love this because you can turn on MIDI bends. Which helps you get sounds that you might not get on a traditional keyboard. So there you have it. And real quick, I'm going to try and lay down a groove just to show you how I use these sounds with a Boss RC20 pedal to quickly put down some grooves that I can jam to, or things that kind of back up what I'm doing on the guitar. Thanks for watching, and in part 2, I'm going to jam.